Cancer, diabetes, obesity, hypertension, and asthma are all examples of non-communicable diseases, and sadly, these diseases are the leading cause of death globally. But do they really affect us here in Africa? And are Africans really living with these diseases? Find out here at the African NCD Champions podcast as we share incredible stories of Africans living with non-communicable diseases. My name is Ogweno Stephen and I'll be your host. Let's roll. Right, so that was a very long, fast experience, especially for when you discovered how you're living with stroke. And so I guess the next question now is, how have you managed since you discovered it till now? How has it been? How have you managed? What have you been doing in that period? So what has been happening since you discovered it in 2012 and now it's 2022, which makes it 10 years.
Yes. Yes. In fact, when I was told that I'm suffering from stroke, the first thing was that I had to accept it.
Mm-hmm.
And that is a therapy in itself.
Mm-hmm.
Accept that I'm suffering from stroke, and stroke will get time when it will heal.
Mm-hmm.
So I decided to go to the physiotherapist and occupational therapist.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been going there since then.
Mm-hmm.
So from that very, very time of me accepting that I am sick,
mm-hmm.
it has done a great, it has been of great advantage, because going to the occupational therapist and so on, that one adds on it, it adds value in my getting better.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. It helps you get better faster. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So what have you been doing since 2012 to date, now that you lost the job, and what work have you been working on to date?
Generally, I've been doing the stroke work,
mm-hmm.
stroke association work, because after realizing I have stroke, and when I was walking around town,
mm-hmm.
I met with another old man,
mm-hmm.
and I looked at him. I found he was walking like me,
mm-hmm.
and he had a clenched kind of the arm.
Mm-hmm.
So I asked him, what is wrong?
Mm-hmm.
He told me that I'm suffering, and I'm suffering from stroke.
Mm-hmm.
I told him I also have stroke.
Mm-hmm.
So he asked me, where do you go for your occupational therapist and physiotherapy? I told him I just do that thing in the house. I have someone who usually come to my house to do it. But he told me, now, best thing you come to where and he was going to Kenyatta National Hospital. He told me, on this Thursday, you come over. And you'll notice that there are so many people who are suffering, not you alone. So when I went there, I found there are so many people, old to young, people of different professions and so on. I was shocked to find even a nurse having suffered a stroke. So I was wondering, how can someone in medical profession
have stroke?
So, and then he came up and asked, now, why can't we form an association which can can deal with this sickness. So we sat there and now started talking to those people, and people accepted that we should have an association. So it's when we ended up having a Stroke Association of Kenya. So from that time, because I was chosen to be the secretary to that organization, and I'm still the secretary. So given that you getting a job is a problem, when you go to employers and someone sees you coming in limping and it just disqualifies you even before you do the interview. So I've dedicated my time to Stroke Association of Kenya work, and that is what I'm doing up to now. Besides the physical therapy and occupational therapy, because I find because it gives me time to walk around, which is good for my health. Yes.
Interesting. So what did you say are some of the challenges you faced along your journey with stroke?
Now, challenges are many. One, the first challenge, of course, was of losing my job. So I didn't have now a source of income. Sort of livelihood was somehow shattered. And this disease being very expensive to treat, and it takes long time. So that thing now was a serious challenge in terms of money. I had a family which I'm to take care of. I have a house which I'm supposed to pay. So you look at all that until you find that you just see death. You don't see ahead. You don't see bright future. Another thing is about stigmatization. This disease, it can reduce you to, you are a grown up now, it brings you back to that level of a toddler, young. Now you find that what you used to do, even a small thing, like just taking a glass of water to drink, someone has to do it for you. Going to the washrooms, so you find that someone has to take you there, and you are a grown up, it is very stigmatizing. Looking at your friends also, when they see you, they believe that you are okay. So when you are okay, it means that in fact, like a day like tomorrow, you will be okay. But they find that you are still going on.
You're still not okay.
So the first month goes, second month, now they start now going away, start shedding away your friends. So my friends had to go away. I remained only with myself, my wife, and then my parent. Now, also, when trying to walk around, when I went to the village, I found people there. They look at you as they see you as someone who has been bewitched, or so on. So you find that you cannot you can't cope up with the people in the village. So when they see you, they start running away. They see you as a beggar, someone who wants to beg from me, and so on. So they had to take off, and so on. Another thing was the issue of walking. Now I had a challenge in my walking. You find that you used to walk, now someone has to assist you walking.
Has to help you
now
to walk.
If he assists you today, tomorrow, the other day, you find that
they're tired.
They become tired and they take off. Something like that. And so many other challenges I had.
Yeah, interesting. I guess the second to last question would be, what would you like to share, especially in terms of your work with the Stroke Association of Kenya being founding partners? In terms of policy, what are your views on what would you like to share in terms of policy makers? What can they do? And other people also living with stroke, what could they also do? And even living with other NCDs, what would be a general sort of key pointers for them to note about stroke, but also actions that they could take?
Now, policymakers. When I look at these ones now, I'm referring now to the government and so on. One, of course, one advantage with the government is that if you are working there in the government, you find that and you are gotten up in this situation of stroke, they give you some other duties, some light duties which you can do. But private sector, you find that is a big problem, because so long as you are sick,
you are out.
You are out. And when you are out, you go out there, the little they give you, you spend it within 3 months and it's gone. Then you are left down there to to sort of to die. So with the government, I strongly believe that they should have some policies to cover these people who are suffering from non-communicable diseases. In terms of, because they have lost their income, they should have something like NHIF cover, sort of subsidized, or rather it should be
even free.
It should be free. Because I usually avoid the word free because the government is paying. So they should pay for us.
They should subsidize it.
They should subsidize it. It's not like if I talk stroke, it's not like diabetes, whereby you find that someone is diabetic but he can walk. Stroke, the moment you start, the moment it hits you,
you can't walk.
You can't walk. You go out of whatever. So I think the government should step up their policies to see to it that they cover some of they cover us. They have also this thing they call Inua Jamii. It's a good how do we put it? It's a good project. It's a good project which they can give to people of stroke, at least to keep their livelihood going. Then when we look at people who are gotten up with this situation, I'll tell them the stroke people is that, and now that one is general for all the NCDs. They must accept their condition. They must accept, and another thing is that they must go for routine screenings. When you are moving around town or around the village and you see a place where they are screening people, you better just
go there.
In order for these people to discover that disease before it reaches this extent. So I think that's very important for them.
Yeah, and I guess that really covers it up for the podcast today. This has been very exciting, really, to get to hear your story, but also to get to hear, the message that you're sending out there. People should go get screened. People should accept their conditions, what they're living with them, but also people should watch how they're living so that they avoid these diseases. And with that, thank you very much. Looking forward to sharing this with all of the networks. So to everybody listening in, share this with your networks as well. And thank you very much for agreeing to come to the podcast today.
Thank you very much.
Yes. All right. Now that was incredible. Thank you for listening in. Share this with your networks and follow us on all social media at Storylink and at NCD Champions. See you on the next one.